Hi friends, this is Krish the Urban Naxal, and today I am going to explain to you some issues with the land title of Horizon Projects Private Limited in this project called My City Phase 1 Part 3. Friends, as you may be already aware, My City of RUNWAL is one of their biggest projects. It is situated in Dombivli, and there are multiple parts of this project. So if you search My City on RERA, then you will get 7 search results, and the names are very confusing. They are not people friendly names. The names are like this: My City Phase 1 Part 1, My City Phase 1 Part 3, My City Phase 1 Part 2, My City Phase 2 Cluster 4, My City Phase 2 Cluster 5, My City Phase 2 Cluster 5 Part 3, My City Phase 2 Cluster 5 Part 2. So this is the kind of names. It's very difficult to understand their naming protocol, very difficult to follow the names, and within these projects again the names of the buildings are also very difficult to remember. A3 and B5 and C6 and that kind of names makes no sense whatsoever. Anyway, we are going to talk about one specific part of this. There are 7, as I said, My City projects currently listed on RERA. I am going to tell you right now about My City Phase 1 Part 3. Now, My City Phase 1 Part 3, the last modified date on RERA of this was 10 March 2022, which means it has been updated very recently, about 2 months ago. So we can safely assume that whatever is updated on the RERA website is current. It is not outdated. Now, what does the RERA website say? Like when we click on view details and we go into the page of this project, My City Phase 1 Part 3, what is it saying? So I'm going to tell you some of the biggest findings on this page. It does not appear okay. Let me tell you this right off the bat. There is something deeply disturbing, deeply wrong with this particular part of the project. I'm going to tell you about other parts of the project later on, but this part of the project, there are issues, and those issues appear to be quite major. Let us start by looking at their completion dates. So they said the proposed date of completion was December 2022, which is this year. So it would have been complete in about 6-7 months. But then they said no, revised date of completion is December 2023. So that means next year, which means about 18-19 months later. But the state of completion of this project is nowhere near, it is not, your flats are not getting delivered 18 months later. Far from it. It is going to go on for a much longer period. That much is absolutely clear. Now, what it is saying is that all the work is yet to be started. The only work that has been done is excavation of 2 of the 4 buildings. There are 4 buildings for which only 2 have got sanction from the Municipal Corporation, and the other 2 are not yet sanctioned, and the ones which are sanctioned, according to RERA, the only work that has been completed is excavation, and that too is 50% completed. So 50% excavation of 2 buildings out of 4 has been completed. After that, above that, number of basements 0, number of podiums 0, stilt floor 0, superstructure slabs 0. Everything is 0. Development work 0, internal roads 0, electric meter room blah 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 0. So nothing has started. Basically, this project has not started. Now what about bookings? Again, bookings are mostly zero. There are about 19-20 bookings in these two buildings. Very small number of bookings. I don't know whether those bookings are, whether these are the latest updated figures or not. If you are among the few people who have booked in My City Phase 1 Part 3, then I think you should be very, very, very worried. There is a lot of cause for worry. This project is not getting over anytime soon. One of the anomalies is they say litigation related to the project, no litigation. Now that is not true. In fact, the title is not clear. The title on the land is not clear, and that is becoming evident from the title report. I will read the title report. Meanwhile, I want to make one more observation. RERA asks the builders routinely, do you have any past experience? RUNWAL, I should think, would be very happy to say that they have lots of past experience, but for reasons best known to them, RUNWAL's company, Horizon Projects Private Limited, says, no, we have no past experience. Now, this is really amazing because RUNWAL My City is a huge project in Dombivli, and how can they say they have no past experience? Anyway, this is the fact. They are saying we have no past experience. Now litigations, they say there are no litigations. Again, that is a half truth, and I will explain why. But let us go to their title report. The title report will tell us what is the kind of title that they have on the land. Now the title report is made by Haryani and Company, a well-known firm of advocates, and there are two title reports uploaded on RERA. One of them is dated 30th day of June 2012. I am not sure whether it is 30th or 20th, but it looks like 30th. The other one is dated 13th June 2012. So I am going to go with the one dated 30th June 2012. The whole thing seems to be just the two are pretty similar. They're very, very similar. There's almost no difference between them. So we will go with the latest one. Now I'm going to tell you their most clear finding, which is, quite frankly, if you are a flat buyer, it is quite scary. Now here's what they are saying towards the end. Subject to what is stated above, in our opinion, Premier Limited is the owner of the said property. Okay, and it's pretty unclear. The whole thing is written in a very poor yes, and so they say something about marketable, clear and marketable title of the said property. Now, the said property does not have clear and marketable title. They are saying it in as many words elsewhere in this title report. Now, what they are saying is that there are issues, and the issues mentioned above are needed to be sorted out to make the said property free, clear and marketable. Now, who owns this land? Premier Limited, that is the same company as Premier Automobiles, who used to make Premier Padmini, also called Fiat. Now, this company owns the land. Does Horizon Projects Private Limited own the land? There is no indication anywhere of any kind of an agreement or arrangement with Premier Limited or between Premier Limited and Horizon Projects Private Limited. No agreement, no arrangement, no revenue share, no purchase, no lease, nothing. Absolutely no connection between the two. So, what one concludes from this is Premier Limited has some kind of title, but the title in the land is not a very useful title. Now, what else are they saying? What this report is saying is the said property is converted to non-agricultural use for industrial use only, which means not for residential use. It can be used for industry. That makes sense given its location. Now, they are also saying from the 712 extract, 712 extract is what they call Satbara Utara. From the 712 extract of the year 2011-2012 issued on 3rd Jan 2012, it appears that restriction is imposed by the government that the said property cannot be transferred without prior permission of the government, as the land is exempted for industrial purpose, and the same has been recorded in the record of rights of the said property. The aforesaid seems to have been recorded within mutation entry number 434, but we have not been provided with copy of mutation. We means the lawyers have not been provided with copy of the mutation entry number 434. So what are they saying? They are saying that there is no clear title, that government's permission is needed for selling it, that Premier Automobiles has not sold the land or has not entered into any dealings with Horizon Projects Private Limited, and even Premier itself cannot use the land for construction of residential properties because the land is for industrial use only. Now, Premier Limited has gone to court. Why did these guys say there is no litigation? Premier Limited has gone to court as early as 2011. It says Premier Limited has filed writ petition number 9701 of 2011 in High Court of Bombay against State of Maharashtra and others, challenging the applicability of the Urban Land Ceiling Act to the said property. There is at least this one litigation, and that litigation is crucial. Now, there may be other cases also, because Horizon Projects Private Limited has filed a bunch of cases in Bombay High Court and maybe also in civil court. But in Bombay High Court we see a bunch of writ petitions filed against Government of Maharashtra. So it is quite clear that Horizon Projects Private Limited and Premier Automobiles, or at least Premier Automobiles, is litigating, is in court. Therefore, this project is under litigation. It does not have a clear title. As per the documents uploaded on RERA, the whole thing is a non-starter. This project is not likely to get off the ground. The completion stage also suggests that RUNWAL is very diffident. They feel it is very unlikely to go anywhere. Now, under these circumstances, what are the rights of the flat buyers who have booked? Clearly, their money, if anybody has booked in this project, they should simply be refunded with a letter of apology by Horizon Projects Private Limited. If they don't do that, and if they try to hold on to their money and not refund it and try to get them to transfer to some other phase, etc., that would amount to dishonest dealing. If any flat buyer is being troubled in this respect, they are not being given back their money, please contact me. And in case you have not demanded your money back and you are one of the flat buyers of My City Phase 1 Part 3, please contact me. Let us have a discussion. I am Krish, the Urban Naxal. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.